and also The Brink, and we have a good show for you today. First up, though, before we get in, this is an hour earlier than I normally do because this is the time I'm going to start streaming every Wednesday so that I can also do an after party on Twitch. Get back into that. Yeah, let me just get the invites going. What up, LoJack? I think a lot of people are not going to be expecting it at this point. So I want to make sure people know. So just give me 1 second. Okay. There we go. What's up, Cat Smith? Welcome, welcome, welcome. My layout might be kind of weird. Let's see. We're gonna do this starting out, and then we're gonna jump into it fairly quick because we have an action-packed day for you. AKA, we're just gonna be jumping around, doing all sorts of gymnastics of like guessing all of the good stuff. Any Steam frame news? Yes, that Cat Smith. The Steam frame is coming out the beginning of next year. We're going to be going through all the Steam Deck, or well, Steam machine, Steam frame, and everything else news today. We'll watch some of the videos. We'll look at the website and everything in between. Yes, the Brinkinator, dude. LoJack, love the nickname. Chalice, welcome, welcome, welcome. By the way, if I haven't said so, and then I also have this bad boy right here. I traded in, or I returned the Xbox Ally X for this, and I have to say this is a drastically better device in the sense of like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't need glasses. I've gotten checked for glasses. I don't need glasses yet, but the screen's just so much better. Cat Smith, I was asking more on if you knew. Yes, I didn't. The Cat Smith, I did know. I figured I'm pretty sure anyone that like stops by here all the time probably knows the news already, right? And so Spencer Walker 21, why only 8 gigs of RAM? I would have settled for 12 gigs. I agree, but the 8 gigs is conservative enough to not make me upset about it, but it makes me question a little bit. Because like with something like this with unified memory, this has 32 gigabytes of RAM. Uh I have it set to 8 gigs and 8 gigs for the VRAM, but I could set it to 12 if I wanted. Some games, there's a couple of games where it would benefit from. But if you're going for balancing and that's VRAM too, by the way, Spencer Walker. The VRAM is going to make it a little bit faster and have a little bit more less issues. Dead Space Remake is one of those issues I've learned recently that has issues with unified memory. That's like what this has, where they share the same RAM modules, where VRAM is a little different, right? It's dedicated and designed, and it's usually a little faster. Um, is that the Legion Go 2? Yes, it is. And we're going to talk about it. I was originally going to do today's stream on the Legion Go 2, and you guys are all welcome. Like I will take the hit for the team. I got the Legion Go 2 yesterday, and I should have known. I've heard all the rumors. I should have known that the Steam machine and everything was going to be announced this week. I mean, the rumors were there, but I'm like, okay, in order to push it through the finish line, I will buy something right when they release something that I want to get. Luckily, they gave us a little bit of time. So yeah. Um, LoJack, do you recall what you paid for the PlayStation Portal at Costco? Was it 250? Good question. It was around 250 or 300. It was between 250 and 300. Funny enough, I've used it a bit. Susanna beat a whole game on it. Susanna has been she's been on a playing spree with the Alan Wake games. Cass Smith, I actually didn't learn the news immediately, only about 4 or 5 hours ago. I mean, that's pretty like I think it was announced around 11 a.m. this morning for me. So like 10 a.m. Pacific. And so it was a couple hours later. I mean, honestly, if I wasn't being pinged a bunch on Discord and then being a little being I was here's the Tyler McVicker's, he's like the original Half-Life person. He's the one that does a lot of digging on everything. And I noticed him streaming, and he was streaming something that looked just like an announcement for the Valve stuff. And I was like, But his title did not it hinted at, oh, is it going to be announced today? And that's how I found out, like 5 minutes after. So it was crazy. It is 6 p.m. right now for you. Okay. Uh let's get some I'm gonna start sharing some of the screen in a little bit. And we can get chatting about this because this is a really busy day. Um, and then after just a little bit of more of an announcement, afterwards, I will be streaming as an after party on Twitch, on the brink, Cabin Factory. So the Cabin Factory is what I'm going to be playing after all this. We can continue this discussion, of course, afterwards over there, but we are going to mosey on over that play in like an hour and a half. So, excuse me, we have plenty of time. So let me get up my screen here. Just give me another second. So let's get ready to share this. Bam. So give you guys a little bit of eye candy, I guess, while we're chatting. Um Cascoder, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tim Sweeney is pretty quiet on Twitter today. You know it. You know that guy is he is probably a little bitter. I hate it when rich people get like bitter about stuff that really doesn't really matter that much, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want a Steam monopoly. I don't really think there is one happening. There's always the potential for one in the future, but I don't you don't need to be a petty bitch about it. I'll just say that. And I feel like Tim Sweeney is one of those kind of weird dudes that's kind of petty about it. And so, okay, I'll throw up your casket or I'll throw this up. Do you guys like me throwing up your little comments, getting called out? I don't want you to feel like you're getting too much eyes on you. Spencer Walker, I heard OLED VR flicker was basically not an issue on that Legion. By the way, I love the nickname for it. It's the Lego 2. The LEGO 2, which we've heard it before, like with the original Lego. Should I use Bazite or SteamOS? I want an eGPU set up with the Go 2. With this, I still haven't set up an eGPU setup yet for it. I need to order a part for that. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of testing on this. I don't have Bazite on it yet, but if you're going to want to do eGPU, I believe the SteamOS supports it, but when it comes to anything extra beyond what the Steam Deck is capable of, Bazite is the better choice typically. It's a more full-fleshed desktop. I've been doing a ton of Bazite research for a video that got probably derailed because I'm going to be doing some videos on this first, but I'm going to get to that Bazite video soon. LoJack, I'm seriously considering it. I have heard mixed reviews running it with Starlink though. Yeah, LoJack, if you're going to be using it mostly for streaming, like for doing, it is Costco LoJack. So Costco has a really good return policy. So you could always get it. If it doesn't work, just return it to Costco. So that's what I would probably do. And then it'd be solved. Like you could see if it does work and you just be like, doesn't work for me. I mean, Costco takes anything back. They're so good with the return policies. Cat Smith is totally fine with the typos. We all do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It cuts off. This is the only problem with Riverside. I use Riverside for streaming dual, and it cuts off people's names. Raichi, the Cutie Newell console looks so good. The Cutie Newell console. Wait, why would you call it that, Raichi? I think we've all agreed it's the Gabe Cube. But yeah, we're gonna go through my favorites first. We're gonna go through Steam Machine, Steam Frame, then Steam Controller. Even though I think the Steam controller is selling me more and more, I really don't like the way it looks. I'm hearing great things about it though. Cat Smith, I think there was a hint at the Steam frame being released today on Valve's official site. The number 2 was on one of the headset in the GIF at the bottom of the above page. Um, the Steam frame being released today? I think these are all being released early 2026. Raichi, $500 max. I mean, I'll take that bet. That's what I want it to be. We'll get into pricing in a little bit, and then we can talk. Like we can throw out our estimations for pricing for each device. We'll go through each one. But yeah, Lomke, what happened with Tim? Tim Sweeney likes to uh, he likes to be a little petty with Valve and Steam a little bit. Plus, on top of that, um, he doesn't really want to support Steam OS at all. He doesn't like Linux gaming, apparently. It's always kind of funny. I kind of chop it up to being like, I don't know, a billionaire squabble, something. I don't know. Self, will it be able to run Battlefield 6 and high-end games like would it be able to handle games? The VR probably not. The Steam machine, yes. I heard someone say that they wanted a Steam machine specifically to make it orange and call it the orange box. Damn. Okay, prediction time, guys. Prediction time. Okay, you ready for my major prediction? I did predict this a little bit. If we go back on the Off the Console podcast to talk about this, I bet in 1 year, if they don't release Half-Life Alex or anything, or not Half-Life Alex, but Half-Life 3 or anything else between here and when this is released, because they could do a dual release. Because like them announcing the game doesn't really need to be done. They like to do usually like really last minute calls on stuff that they release. 1 year from now, they're going to release a special edition Steam machine. It's going to be an orange box, and it's going to be the Orange Box 2 that's going to have Half-Life or it would be a shame to not call the Orange Box 3 and just skip 2 altogether. They're very conventional with their names, though, but call this Orange Box 3, and they have Half-Life 3, Portal 3, and they are going to have Left 4 Dead 3. I don't know. Something 3. Dota 3. I don't know. But that would be really cool to have the Steam machine be an orange box and have all that included with it. The Steam machine, or is it the GameCube, as we call it, the most anticipated hardware for next year? And I guess I should have said announced, not released. Yes, Cat Smith. You'll be able to use Windows on the Steam console. Yes, you can install it. So, Self, you could install Steam Machine. I'm not logged in. Okay, I was going to say like I already have this. Excuse me. On my wish list. Catsmith, it was not my idea for the orange box Steam machine, by the way. No, I get it, Catsmith, but it would be awesome. The Team Fortress 3, not a bad one. I kind of feel like with those live service, like with Dota 2 and Team Fortress 2, I think they kind of just like I don't know if they're gonna. Well, they did come out with the Counter-Strike 2, and I wasn't sure if they were going to because they had like Counter-Strike 1.6, they had Counter-Strike Source, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, okay, maybe. That was working on game. I think more news will drop over time to keep hype going. They don't want Half-Life 3 overshadow hardware. Lomkey, I mean, I agree, but I will say this right now, 100%. It doesn't matter with any of this hardware. Half-Life 3 would destroy any news of this hardware. This hardware is like big news. Half-Life 3 is like the GTA 6 of everyone else that is not GTA 6 person. I feel like. Obviously not true, but Cat Smith, a live streamer that had the idea, mentioned the stream. Yeah. I mean, it would be cool to have this be orange. Okay. Well, we stole it. Thank you, Cat Smith, for stealing ideas and bringing them here. Uh, so let's go into this now. We're gonna start with the Steam. Wait, okay, Steam, Steam hardware. Okay, we're already there. Steam machine. So this is interesting. It looks like a mini Xbox, honestly, in a lot of ways. It's a very simplified mini Xbox, but I love the customization that comes with this. I will say this is probably one of my favorite parts about this and why I wanted a framework PC to get from the get-go, as I wanted something that I could customize. I like the idea that I can swap out this plate every once in a while just for fun. It makes it fun. It is not a very powerful machine, by the way, guys. Like, I will say this right now. If you have anything that's like a 30, probably a 3070, 3080, 3090, a 4080, 4090, a 4070, I think is what they're are comparing this to. Is like what? No, a 4060 or 4070, 4060, I believe. Um, is what they're comparing this to. They're also saying that the Steam machine is going to be 6 times more powerful than the uh, Steam Deck, which um, making it comparable to like the 4060 makes me kind of sad a little bit. I'll be honest. It's like, okay, the 4060, what, like a 2 or 3 year old GPU at this point. It makes me a little sad. That's what we have as a comparison. Um, it is an APU with an iGPU on it, right? Or a dedicated, not dedicated. I believe it's just like a very advanced iGPU that is probably similar to the consoles that are already out. Just get an orange faceplate, says the real Savage. Yeah, Savage, 100% agree. I will probably do that. Um, a 3060 and a 1060 combo? Are you meaning like, do you have them like, are you running dual GPUs? I'd say Half-Life 3 would probably be twice as big as GTA 6 or whatever. You think Half-Life 3 would be twice as big? I'm unfortunately don't think so. For me, it would be 10 times bigger than GTA 6. GTA 6 looks cool. I don't like some of the ethics that's going on there with the union busting and all that, but AK, I just with developers, it sucks to be a developer sometimes, and it would be nice to have at least some better rights for it, especially for the games we love, right? Um, yeah. I mean, I would love to see Half-Life 3 be bigger than GTA 6, but I just have doubts on that. It's a 7600 around there, AMD. Yes, Lomkey. The real no, self-projection ironic. So ironic, it can handle AAA. So 4060s are really good at actually handling AAA. They're mid-range cards for a reason because they do a good job of handling the mid-range. They are typically good for 1440p uh resolution games, so you can run things probably at medium to high. Newer games that come out at like a 1440p resolution, maybe 1080, and then because of the new upscaling technologies like from FSR, and most likely this will come with FSR 4 is what the rumors are saying. This will I think you're going to do just fine. I really think with certain games, if they're tuned properly, you're going to have PS5 and Xbox Series X performance, in my humble opinion. I That's one of the benefits. Like, if you haven't noticed over the years, Steam Deck has gotten better performance over these years. I think we're going to have the same thing with this. I think we're going to get incremental performance as they tweak SteamOS, as games are better optimized for SteamOS. And as right now, I mean, heck, SteamOS is kicking Windows ass, in my opinion, for a lot of games. Not every game, Rachie, this thing is very beautiful. They took notes on Xbox from Xbox. I have a hard time to say like it's very beautiful. I will say I have a couple of gripes about it. I really, really, really want to get into the USB-C realm of replacing most ports with USB-C. and get away from the USB 3 um, or Type A ports. I just don't like them in the sense of like they're not as intuitive. I know it's stupid as USB C, and USB C is just like more and more of my stuff takes USB C, and I'm just tired of having to have adapters and stuff for USB A. So beyond that, though, not the biggest deal. It just is kind of annoying. It makes it feel a little aged already by just seeing that they have 2 USB ports, regular USB ports, an SD card slot, and not just having like a USB-C, which they could have done. I'm pretty sure they could have got that in there. Um, small form factor. You know, you can see it's compared. It's smaller than a banana. We'll see some videos on those too. If you haven't already, like it is pretty small. Um, Rachie, my 1070 Ti can run everything. Yeah, you can probably run any game that's come out. You're going to be compromising a little bit, but I'm in the same boat with my 3090. My 3090 does the game development I need. It does. It plays all the game, like the bigger games as I need. The only problem is that my 3090 PC crashes every once in a while. Sometimes in a game, but that's why I don't stream as much. Actually, guys, like a little bit honest opinion, like I don't stream Twitch. Like, I got super frustrated, got got depressed about it, and instead of spending money to, get a new computer, because I didn't really want to get a new computer a couple of years ago, and other things happening, that I just couldn't do, um, I couldn't do it, even though I just didn't want to, and the 3090 is powerful enough. So, yeah, it's, it is, now I stream mostly from my Mac and then I, like, stream from the PC to Mac and do the whole thing because it's more sadly enough, if my PC crashes, it doesn't crash the stream. Um, yeah, and then I might be playing on this more too, I might see if the 3090 GPU crashes this, see how game development works on this. I'm really hoping that this can be, like, my replacement PC for now. Um, I will say this, I was hoping that this cube right here was gonna be my replacement PC maybe, just because I want something simple. For game development, I don't need anything crazy at this moment, so anything that has 32 gigabytes of RAM and a decent enough GPU, I think can handle my game development. That being said, I always have my backup right here. Sadly, this is gonna be it's gonna be either it's probably gonna be a device that sets in my living room that I play on and stream from. Meaning, like, I stream to my portable device like Steam Deck or my, beautiful OLED machine. Uh, so self-projection ironic, feels like Borderlands 4 would fry the Steam machine. If it's optimized, it'd be fine on it. It can run on the PS5 just fine. I think it would run on this just fine, personally. Um, it says right here, 4K gaming at 60 frames per second with FSR thanks to discrete semi-custom AMD desktop. I really wish Steam slash Valve did not play into this camp because it obviously is not going to play most games at 4K. Yeah, if it's an indie game like there's a couple of them that look really pretty, but they're not that demanding. Yeah, you can play it at 4K. If it's upscaled to 4K, yeah, yeah, but it's gonna be like all the other device consoles we have. This is gonna be a console just like PS5. It's gonna be upscaled. It is not gonna be truly running at 4K. It is gonna be like it's running at 4K. Lomkey's still betting 399 for this, but if you buy one, you can target optimization for it. Yes, if you buy like, the nice thing about this is that like more and more game companies will probably say like, "Oh, the Steam machine." I wish they could have gotten a little bit better name for this. Like the Steam frame, it has a great name to it. Where the Steam machine, and it does look like a washing machine. It does. I do wish that, yeah, it had. Hmm, I do wish. that it, I lost track of my thoughts. Is it? Oh man, it is there's so much about it that is just it's gonna be such a versatile console for the years to come. If graphics like if you don't need bleeding edge graphics, this thing's gonna be awesome. S yeah, self. It's gonna pockets are gonna be crying next year. Yeah, mine are too. I'm already gonna start saving. I think I'm gonna throw a little bit of money into my Steam account. Well, should I do it that way? You can pay split. So I should be fine, right? I might start putting like $50 every week into my Steam account and just saving up that way. That's probably how I'm gonna do it. And then once I feel confident enough, maybe I'll do some Steam gift card giveaways for you guys. If it was Nevada, they would had DLSS at the bottom and tell you it runs 4K in big text. I'll be honest, Lumkey. If this does not run for FSR 4, and then if it never get, let's say if it never gets FSR 4 without us hacking it, there'll be a detriment. FSR 4 is a big game changer when it comes to the upscaling and frame generation game. It can help. That being said, DLSS, I'm one that I don't mind some decent frame generation and some upscaling. I don't mind it. It's when it starts to get like overly done. Sometimes I can tell, sometimes I can't. Um, that is one thing where NVIDIA does a really good job is small little devices like this and handhelds are going to greatly benefit from the continuation of frame generation technology. So, in if they keep it up, if they keep up what like every FSR generation's been doing, let's say FSR 5 or 6, if it comes to this, this will probably be able to play truly like AAA, medium to high for the next 5 to 10 years at an upscale to 4K. Just it will, you know. And at some point, it's going to be like you're going to be able to tell, but do you want to pay $1,500 for the newest graphics card, $2,000 to get like a noticeably better difference? Or with most games, is this going to suffice? And for me, in today's world where games are already looking amazing, it kind of already suffices for me. I don't really need it to be like cutting edge because we're already at that point in games that they already look so good. And who knows? Maybe I'll go down another route like in a couple years of wanting to max out my games again. But for now, I want simplicity. And plus modification. I want to mod it still. I'm gonna be tearing this shit apart. You don't think I'm gonna like not strap a battery to this thing and then uh play it when I'm camping or on on the road? It is going to be, by the way, guys, if you don't know this, it's gonna be a 140-watt draw on this thing. So you need to have something that can output 140 watts in order for this thing to run at peak. It could even need a little bit more. I'm not sure. Maybe 150, 160. I don't know what the power supply in it is, but the power draw on this is going to probably be anywhere. That's like you usually want to plan for the max, anywhere from like 140 to 160. Icarus, I'll be playing everything at 1080p on the Steam machine. No problem with that, Icarus. Cat Smith, I've already been saving for the Steam frame for several months now. Yeah, I kind of was too. And then I had I wanted to get a better handheld because I like my Steam Deck. I've beaten a few games this year on my Steam Deck, funny enough. But I went to go play Expedition 33 because those types of games like Expedition, it's pretty. It looks really, it's worth having a decent enough GPU on it. But it's an RPG. RPGs are like I only like to play those on handhelds now because they take so long to beat. Um, Low Jack, save the $2,000 check. We're all apparently getting low. Low Jack, I think we're still waiting for the Doge checks. If you, I mean, maybe Valve's like, okay, there's gonna be some stimmy checks coming, which I did say this right now. This is a joke. Don't expect stimmy checks. highly don't expect them, but this is a joke. Steamy checks are coming. Let's drop this thing. Oh, and by the way, to get the full bundle for all 3 of them, how much is that Steamy check? Oh, $2,000? Okay, well, it's gonna cost about $1,800. We gave some room there for taxes, and so, yeah, thank you for the Steamy checks. So Valve is gonna be eating up all those Steamy checks. I mean, who needs food, right? A little bit I can stock up on ramen for a month and just deal with it, I guess. I'd die, but, the Cat Smith, it has a 300-watt power output limit draw for its PSU. Yeah, that's probably a conservative, meaning you plug anything into it, it's gonna draw, power, so you can hook up maybe a little bit higher power devices that, require, like, power throughput. Um, so you can think of something like a controller with a battery needs to charge. You could probably charge like maybe an iPad off of it. It's room to grow, but you could probably expect this thing to be only eating 150 to 160-watt draw at a time, typically, unless I'm heavily mistaken on another part of the device eating more power than I realize. That being said, yeah, I think this is definitely going to be portable esque. That is the limit for the power draw from it. I'm saying supposedly from the Valve themselves. Yeah. The limit, 300 watts for the power. It's probably the power supply that's built into it. Low jack, malnutrition and pot belly, but at least you have it, the latest and greatest Steam shit. You know what? Being full but being bored is probably worse than being hungry and being entertained. I think Socrates or someone said that, right? That is better to Steam game it up than it is to have a full belly. Yes, I kinda figured Cat Smith. I just wanted to flush it out of my own words, I guess. Lone Key, I knew it was going to happen. I was 2 weeks off from the before the week you got that Legion Go. Yeah. No, I got here to be honest, guys, I did this for you. I got the Legion Go so that Valve would release this and we would get it. So, yeah, it's got the 2 USB, in the front, the SD card. Um, what's he doing? Is he I can't is he doing game development on it, or is that, like, texturing? Something went wrong with the display. This content okay, let's refresh. Well, I don't know what he's doing here. It looks like he's trying to do some development, but I'll tell you what, guys, 16 gigabytes and 8 gigs of VRAM is not enough to do, like, serious 3D development. It's a PC. Yes, Steam Machine is optimized for gaming, but it's also still a PC. Install your own apps or even another operating system. Who are we to tell you how to use your computer? Uh, I mean, yeah, I think this would be fine for like if you want to get into streaming, into the content creator lifestyle. This would be, I think, sufficient for um, recording videos. It's not gonna be the best at it. Like, recording a video and playing a game, you're gonna get some limitations, and then on top of that, you're gonna be able to edit on this. Like, you should be able to do everything a content creator can do, and having all those peripherals, ugh, whatever, accessories, it's gonna be should be fine. The IO should be fine. I think let's see. The IO ready for all the accessories. I can't say that word. Uh, and monitors you can throw at it 1 gigabyte, gigabit Ethernet. Gigabyte would be crazy. DisplayPort 1.4. H. I feel like these are really low. Like they must have been developing this for a few years. Um, has one USB-C in the back and 4 USB-A ports total, but like don't actually throw things at it. Okay. IO for days is I would say that's a little bit of a joke here. I'm not really be honest, not really impressed with I'm getting some lag. Don't. Ugh. Sometimes that happens. Okay. I'm overloading my USB-C on this one, so don't mind me. As I'm talking about ports, I'm overloading my ports. The Wi-Fi 6E is also an older tech too, which is interesting. It's not older. It's just we're onto Wi-Fi 7. It would have been nice to have that little bit more Wi-Fi 7 for streaming, but it's going to have an Ethernet port. That's what you want to plug into is that Ethernet port. A 1 gigabyte Ethernet port should be fine for streaming games, but yeah, it would have been nice to see maybe a little bit more powerful. Um, Lumkey, if bundle comes out for 1,200, what percentage of the cost of the VR would take versus the console? Like the Steam frame won't be cheap. The Steam frame is going to should be the most expensive thing there, but I have a feeling to compete with Meta just a little bit, they'll probably price it under 1,000. It's the LED is the Gabe Rider. The Gabe Rider. Damn. Oh, hey, they have all the specs. I didn't even see this down here. So, do they have all sorts of people are just wrecking this website. It's definitely not going to be a $1,200 bundle. I really don't think it's going to be a $1,200 bundle because I think the Steam Machine is going to cost. I think if they were smart, the Steam Machine would be $500. They would undercut all this console bullshit that's going on with them pricing consoles up every year. With I think tariffs for sure are affecting it a little bit, but I think it's going to be like tarifflation, where or tariff greed, um, tariff greed. I don't know. I don't know. You need a fancy word for it, but like how there's greedflation. We're gonna have like a tariff greedflation situation where once tariffs go away, because they will be going away, it's a horrible policy. They will they won't drop the prices on anything. Gone is the day that we're going to see price decreases for stuff to be competitive. This could help if Valve goes and throws this in around 500, 600. This could actually help other this really could be detriment. I shouldn't say detrimental, but it could hurt the console releases a little bit. That being said, pricing is probably going to be $800. I was watching one video and I can't remember what it was, like Dave 2D or one of those guys that watched or that they did they asked him about the price and they said, "Oh, it's going to cost it's going to be competitive with other small form factors of this power," which I would probably let's see. I think framework might be a little pricier than what this payload. Actually, why did it go to payload? Interesting. Let's see. How much are you? So if we they don't even have a 16 gigabyte. So you can see at 32 gigabytes, this beast right here is 1,000. Honestly. How good is this 3085 or this not 38 but 385 or 395? How much better or how good is it in comparison to the Steam Machine? Because this could be a Steam Machine in its own right. Like, dang, for 32 gigabytes for 1,000, they better beat this. Let's just say that. If they can't beat the framework, it's going to be, I think, a little bit of a joke. I think $800 is my worried price because I think that's too expensive for this device. I'm really thinking it's going to be between 500 and 800 though. Terraflation. Yes, Cat Smith. Terraflation. I like it. Can we stop and admire how the ad was beautifully done? What ad was done? Was there an ad? Did I miss that? Eric, hoping that there is a Steam Machine controller bundle. If not, still get both. Not into the frame, but I do think it's cool as well. Yeah. If they don't say it's bundled right here, I have a feeling it doesn't necessarily come with it, but, uh, there's a chance. Oh, and another plus is that it won't have the bloated windows, so it won't necessarily cost more, because of the Windows, license they'd have to get. Um, 1,000 or $800 for, like, a 10-year-old GTX 1080. I mean, that's not really fair to say that this is the same as a 1080. Uh, in some games, you're going to do good with a 1080 to 2080, 3080. We could go up and up. But the architecture nowadays it does actually defeat some of those old cards really well. Like watt to watt, and then some of the technology just does really well. So I don't think you're giving them enough credit there, Raichi. Um, Problem, can you get a form factor PC for 400 to 500? That's it. Well, and this has got a Zen 4, 6 core, 12 ter let's bump this up. 12 thread. I mean, that's just anytime you hear 4 core, just imagine like know that it is dual threaded. Uh so for every core there's another thread. Yeah, I mean it is pretty good. The RDNA 3 is a 28Q. Let's see what the Z2 Extreme compute units. Let's see what this compute units for. So the Z2 Extreme has 16 compute units. So yeah, you can imagine this having almost uh double that, right? Well, not quite double, but give or take. Where if we look at the and these are pure numbers, by the way, guys. Um, it has 36 for the R. That's an RDNA too, also. So you got to remember that the RDNA technology is a little bit older, pretty reliable. I believe the RDNA 2 is also in the Steam Deck. So, um, like the compute units matter, the T flops matter, but there's just so much more that goes into it. It matters, but doesn't. So if we look at the Steam machine, you can see it as 28. So it's got less. It's half the size, if not more, than a PS5. But I bet you that newer technology and some of the FSR that's going to be going into this will probably help it a lot. I believe it has similar VRAM to the PS5. I think the PS5 has 8 gigs. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that. And I do think there's actually more RAM in this, but it also is not as optimized as a PlayStation operating system, I don't think. I'm 99% sure they said there will be a bundle for the controller machine. Yeah, I'd be shocked if there was not a bundle for it uh, to save some money, or if the main one, like it would just be. Well, I mean, it's like a PC, I guess. There should be both. I'd be shocked if there wasn't. The framework is RDNA 3.5. This one is RDNA 3. It could be better. Did the framework one say what the compute? Once again, we're playing around with fire by comparing compute units, but yeah, 32 graphics cores. Damn. Yeah. So you can get 40 graphics cores with this 3095 right here. So, but this is at $2,000. If they cannot hit that like $500-600, I think they're gonna be hurting. I think they'll sell out, but I don't think they're gonna sell as many as they would want. They could really take on consoles, I think, if they really were aggressive about their pricing. So yeah, I think the sweet spot is $500. I really don't think it's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be under 1,000. I don't think they could sell this thing ethically for over $1,000. Um, yeah, especially after going through all these, the specs and everything. It is pretty nice though, and it's gonna be like a great device for my TV. I do wish it was a little bit more spiced up, but as long as the price is good, that's my biggest thing. If the price is nice and it's all set up to be uh efficient and everything, I'm fine. If it is too pricey, then it's gonna suck. I'll still get it because I'm gonna be doing videos on it, but yeah. Lumkey depends how much it costs for AMD to make per chip and sell it to Valve. As it is older tech, Valve be pretty much only one using it. It could be older chipsets that they're using too. There's a lot that goes into these APUs. AMD charges more, I think, because they can right now. They're gonna have to be a little careful because Nvidia is entering this realm, and we'll see what it does. Excuse me. So that's the Steam Machine. I'm really excited for this. Let's get into the Steam Frame. So your games in every dimension, wireless, comfortable, lightweight VR for your Steam library. VR and non-VR gaming. Steam Frame is streaming first wireless VR headset plus controllers that can handle your whole Steam library. Step into immersive VR or lean back and enjoy your non-VR catalog. This is interesting because I'm curious what it's going to be able to play on the device itself. Oh yeah, look at that. It can play Half-Life Alex. I'm assuming on its own. Well, maybe not because they have that over there. Uh, I think they have some Easter eggs. I heard that someone said there was like a Portal 3 or something like that. Hmm. Half-Life Alex. Split Fiction so good, by the way, guys. I just beat it this week with Susie and is so good. Um A high quality streaming first experience. Streaming can be highly variable, so we prioritize making the Steam frame a stable, high quality streaming experience. So I go back and forth. Like, let's say the worst case scenario, the which is not going to happen, but worst case scenario, Steam frame, Steam machine are $1,000 each. I'm going to pick one. I'm not going to buy both. If they can keep everything under $2,000, I think I could save up enough by then, but we'll see. I have other obligations I have to take care of. I have to buy kids Christmas presents. I mean, you know what? Maybe I'll just be getting the kids Steam credit and then they'll lose it and I'll magically have it in my account. That's what I'll do for Christmas. They said it is a little less powerful than a Steam Deck, so don't overthink it. So 2D games, older games, be fine to work on the headset alone. To be a little bit less powerful than a Steam Deck is kind of crazy. I'm assuming it's going to be able to play similar games as like the meta, right? So I'm hoping Beat Saber and all that. Um, that being said, though, if they can't play Beat Saber, then there was no reason to put in like an ARM chip into it, unless it was to improve performance of streaming. Wireless adapter and dual radios, though, including plug and play 6 gigahertz wireless adapter, which that is good news. Provides a dedicated link for both VR and non-VR streaming. Steam frames dual radios make this connection even more stable. One radio is dedicated to streaming the audio and visuals, and the other connects to your Wi-Fi to dedicate links. That's interesting. That's actually not a bad way to go about it. They should probably do even try radios. Introducing, meaning they should throw, it could throw off the timing maybe and synchronizing audio and video together, but they could probably do try and do a band for each for audio and video. The Steam frame supposedly won't be priced higher than the Valve Index, probably the same as the Valve Index kit, not the standalone headset by itself. I'm hearing that it's going to be priced the same as the Steam Index um, without the lighthouses. So $800 around there, right? Which that's crazy. Yep, let's use sideload APK. Oh, that's interesting. Is this gonna be powered by SteamOS? I haven't gotten that far into all this. Introducing foveated streaming. Foveated streaming is a new feature that optimizes details where your eyes are looking and typically offers over a 10 times improvements in image quality and effective bandwidth. Behind the scenes, we're using low latency eye tracking data to steer the best quality pixels only to where you're looking. This is it's all happening without you noticing and works for your entire Steam library. It was just crazy. That is crazy. Who wants pancakes? Ooh. Thin and light custom pancake lenses. So it's gonna have like I think isn't this essentially the same resolution as the Steam Index? Um, but actually that might be higher resolution. It's like essentially a 4K in both eyes, which will add some priciness to it. 72 to 144 hertz variable refresh is really good actually. Steam Frame is indeed SteamOS. I kind of figured it would be. We saw all the stuff being added for ARM, but I just was a little worried that it was going to be Android. I'll be honest. And Android's kind of bloated for this type of stuff. Seamless audio experience. Yeah. Oh, is it built into it? Interesting. Camera tracking. For high resolution monochrome cameras, provide controller and headset tracking infrared LED on the outside, making tracking great even in dark environments. Yeah. Dance, dance, dance. This is a big one with the controllers. The magnetic thumbsticks. Steam Frame includes it's oh, it has the capacitive finger sensing, so that they're really putting that on everything. Meaning you put your fingers on it and then you can gyro it. Yeah. Easy battery access for each Steam Frame runs on a single AA battery offering 40 hours. That's interesting. Can you charge it? Or do I have to pop it out? Trying to decide if this is it clicks in. I kind of want a rechargeable battery base too. I want to be able to hook it up and charge it if I want. It is interesting to have that cord that goes back to the battery, I'm assuming. I kind of wish they would have baked that into the band somehow. Don't like that that pops out. So, okay, here's the question, guys. Would you get this or would you get the Apple headset, whatever it's called, I can't remember, or would you get a MetaMask? Valve removes the Yummy games. Nobody will buy the index. Oh, damn. The underlying software tech is exciting, if not into the headset, meaning no too far from an ARM chip, Steam OS, Handheld, or Bazite for ARM. Yeah, I agree. The tech for this is really cool. It's gonna bring ARM to gaming more and more, and I've heard some really interesting things already so far about this. So it's exciting. Prox the eye tracking camera is right there on the inside. It's so good. So good. So I can just roll my eyes at people while I play online, which I don't play online much, but this might get me playing online. How long? So okay. Oh wow. So so it's a 4 nanometer Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 architecture, ARM 64. Okay. Which means it's an ARM chip. That Cat Smith, yeah, I'm this close to getting the Quest headset because it's coming out. Because I wanted to get it for my son because he likes to play Gorilla Tag, and me and Susie like to play some other games that are just not as friendly with the Steam Index. Because I have to set it up and then kind of take it down and all that. Definitely, this is just going to be it's going to be more expensive, but it's going to be, I think, the device that we're going to get for the family. And Apple Vision is too pricey. Apple Vision is so pricey. I want to get one, but I don't want to spend that much money. I refuse to make a Facebook account just to use VR. I have a Facebook account just for friends and stuff. I don't really go on there. I feel kind of bad because people wish me happy birthday and I get back to them a few days later because I check just because I know that. I also just don't. don't like Facebook and Meta as a company. Like they are like the stuff they get away with and the stuff they do is it freaks me out, if not more than this, even Elon Musk's Twitter shit. Um, that's why I don't think the headset's going to be cheap. Snapdragon's going to take most of the cost. Yeah, how much is this freaking chipset? Is it pretty expensive? I thought it was. Yeah, it's pretty little pricey ARM chip. 16 gigabytes of unified RAM is pretty good. That's what we were getting in the Steam Deck already. 256 gigabytes or 1 terabyte UFS storage options, micro SD card, expansion. So you couldn't update this. This is soldered on, which that's a little frustrating. I will probably go for the 1 terabyte, mostly because if I can, because it will probably be the one that sells out. That won't sell out as fast. Maybe I don't know. 21 watt battery. I mean, ARM is really efficient. I'm trying to decide how long that battery is going to last for. It's got to last for like if I'm streaming, not playing games right on it, and I'm streaming it wirelessly, it's got to last 3 hours minimum, in my opinion. Interesting. Jason, after having an OLED headset, I can't go back to LCD. I was a voodoo excited until I saw that it's LCD. Um, well, what headsets are LED? OLED. That's interesting. I My biggest thing is the tech around the screen and the type of screen more than OLED versus LCD. That being said, I mean, this is a much better screen, but typical OLED and typical LCDs don't matter as much to me. It's the quality they are. If you have a crappy OLED, you have a lot of other issues that come with it. Um, Very curious about battery life. Agreed. Lone key 1 hours to 4 hours. So if you're streaming a game onto this, you're not playing the game on the device, you should have a pretty consistent rate, meaning you should be able to say it doesn't matter no matter what, unless you're doing some weird upscaling on the device itself because you're streaming to improve the quality of like a higher end game. I don't know, but like, oh, the PSVR 2, Jason, is OLED. Interesting. BT Maverick, welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing, man? The PSVR 2 is OLED. I did not know that. I've heard good things about it though. Maybe I did know that. It's just been a while since I've looked into it. BT Maverick, I'm late. Had another live podcast to get through. Hey, no problem, man. Glad you're here. Um, oh, it uses the exact same charging cable as the Steam Deck. That, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. Lumkey, 4 hours last. I heard all new stuff. 1 hour if you're gaming on hardware, pushing it. Ah, okay. So you're gonna get about an hour if you're gaming on the headset, 4 hours if you're streaming. That makes sense. I can suffice with that. If I have been in sessions that are over 4 hours on my Steam Index for Half-Life Alex and or my Valve Index, and I definitely don't recommend staying in that long. It really messes with your mind especially when you take off the VR headset. You're just like, whoa, what is going on? Yeah, taking a break every 3 hours is probably smart for like a good amount of like. Hopefully, it's got fast charging too, so that you can charge that 21 watt battery in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or mostly charge it. BT Maverick, can I use that Steam Frame USB dingle for a better Steam Link for the Steam Deck? Hmm, probably not. It is probably going to be, I don't know if it's going to be proprietary, but it is probably not going to be compatible with most things. But I don't know. This is cool. It's capacitive finger tracking on the back, which is kind of really cool. I really like that concept. It's got Eh, including on the fingers, so, like, just like the Valve Index, it can track your fingers going up and down on it. It's like, mimicking whether you're, grabbing something or not. Um, 2.4 gigahertz link to dedicated headset. Okay. It's an interesting device. I'm gonna have to dive deeper into a lot of this stuff. Uh, for a lot of you, though, I think a lot of you guys have been really excited for Steam controller, right? Steam controller. Your games at your fingertips. All the inputs to play all the games on Steam, wherever Steam is. Play your whole Steam library. Yeah, I mean, from my understanding, this is going to be supported by everything. It's got two back uh, buttons, just like on the Steam Deck. They really like it can't be any different than the Steam Deck in theory. And so we're going to slap this thing together. I have to say, it definitely looks pretty smooth. It looks like it's comfortable. It looks honestly, in my opinion, it looks more comfortable than the original Steam controller. The way that the joysticks are kind of placed, it's PS5. I'm already kind of in fact, it's maybe raised a little higher, which is good for my thumbs. That's the only downside to like the Legion Go is like right here is that the thumbstick is just a little too low for me. But luckily, I can, with the middle part of my thumb, I can play with it that way. Um, Same thing with Xbox controllers. Like I kind of learned it from that. This, I think it will be, if not as comfortable, more comfortable than the Steam Deck. If they do pull that off, this will be my hands down favorite controller. These trackpads really weird me out. I'm not one to use trackpads, but maybe this will get me using them more and more. And I really, really just get used to it and try playing some RTSs with those trackpads and actually officially commit to like playing StarCraft on the Steam machine. I for sure will be getting the Steam Machine bundle if I can, with the smallest amount of memory because I'll just upgrade it myself and partially do it as a video too. Speaking of, I upgraded the memory in this and I took a lot of photos and stuff, and I'll have that as a drop either as a post here or on my website. Jason, sometimes I feel like I'm crazy. I tried to so hard to like the trackpads on my Steam Deck, but I just couldn't get used to them. Spent like 15 hours in World using the trackpads, just don't dig them. Same. I'm very similar, Jason. I don't really use the trackpads very often. I'd love to try it. And even like right here, I just don't know if they'd actually be that comfortable. I'm looking at it. Um, would they be comfortable? Like you're gonna have to pull you'd be like pulling that controller back and you're it's gonna be uncomfortable, I think, to use them, but be interesting. I think they had to add them because I think everyone would be pissed off if they didn't, but I just don't see this being comfortable. Uh I think they're positioned a little lower than on the Steam Deck. Cat Smith, I think I'm already used to using the trackpads. Okay. It's good to know. Steam controller, come on. That puck, someone can 3D print a dock and add the puck in a slot and have a more dock like. Yeah, they could have it as like honestly, there's a lot that they could make this better, but I think this is a great start. I really like this concept. I think this is my favorite part, and what sold me on the controller was this. Sounds so stupid, but like honestly, like the ease of being able to charge something quickly and to grab it quickly is just I think it's a must-have kind of feature nowadays to have something like this. I'm really hoping the feedback is really good on this. The only thing that this is going to be missing over like a PS5 controller, and I will have to admit, like PS5 controllers, like the DualSense 2, are really cool because they have that for the haptic feedback and they have the resistive triggers. The resistive triggers are so cool, guys. I really like it. It brings some it brings a little bit of the game into the real life, right? When you're like playing Resident Evil, the newest Resident Evil, and you have a gun out and you go to pull the trigger on a gun and it's resisting, and I love that. Even though I don't play first person shooters on controllers much, I love it though. Yep, grip gyro, high definition rumble, which means it's probably gonna be much better than the Steam Deck's rumble. Steam Deck's very soft with its rumbling, and the magnetic thumbsticks are going to be baller. Cascoder, I wonder if the puck will be in the Steam Deck too for docking charging purposes. Ooh, that's a good idea. I like that. I really like that. I wonder if they'd want yeah, no, I like it. I think that'd be great for a lot of different reasons. Aw, they're on a pizza date or something, or they're just friends. Just friends. Soda. It's supposed to be it's a Sprite, but soda. See, I mean, this is about what we were all expecting, right, guys? Do we see anyone really using those trackpads though? It does not look comfortable where the trackpads are. I'm really worried about that. It is going to be, I think, anywhere Steam runs, which they say Windows, Mac, Linux, etc. This will be able to be played. What? It's a controller, so no shock there. Yeah, I mean, this is exciting to dive into it more. I don't know if there's much more we can talk about. Also, the googly eyes and the thumbsticks. I know it's kind of funny, but do we see anyone using the trackpads on this? I don't think we do, which is hilarious. Hmm. I don't know, guys. I don't see anyone using the trackpads. So, can you guys hear that? I just want to show that they give the reason why they didn't do OLED. So I think it's worth noting, like, let's wait until it comes out before we judge it fully. Like, why, like, the OLED versus LCD. You can't hear the video. Oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to hear him. You're not gonna be able to hear him. He talked about how the technology, like the light and everything, just worked better with LCD over OLED. Supposedly. This is where the cameras are for tracking, which is really cool. This is why I want to bring this up because they have hands-on experience. Like I'm gonna have to scrub through all these videos, and it looks really cool. The Cascader, the trackpads creates a good opportunity for additional shortcuts for emulators. Oh, interesting, Cascader. I actually don't mind that. Your Canadian national treasure, Rachie. Yep. I should have. Let's see here. We have about 20 minutes left. Should we? I'm going to give you guys a chance. Should we talk about? Oh yeah. Well, I guess we could talk about. We could either watch a little bit of the videos, or we can talk about. Let's see here. We can talk about the prices on, because I don't know if we went over the prices too much, what we think that the Steam frame and the Steam controller is going to be. Um, we could talk about those, or we could talk about we could jump on over and watch a little bit of videos. I'll leave that up to you guys if you want to do that, but I'll talk about the pricing in the meantime, and then we can talk about if we want to go to videos or talk about the Legion Go 2 and my thoughts on this, because the Legion Go 2 is so far pretty sick. Greetings all and Merry Christmas. Satanic. Welcome, man. Glad you're here. Sorry, guys. I've been starting an hour earlier because I've been streaming after this on Twitch. So on Wednesdays. Uh Jason, it's the combination of pancake lenses and OLED that doesn't work well. Uh oh, interesting, Jason. Okay, that's good to know. Cascador, the VR has serial ports that could be used for possible expansion, like smell related accessories, since one is near the nose. Damn. Yeah, I definitely think with the Steam frame, there's been a lot of speculation, like, um, expansion port right here. I thought they had another expansion port somewhere, but no, I'm thinking of this. So they have an expansion port, and then they also, so it could open up some more additional expansions. Who knows what for? Jason, Steam frame, $1,000. Controller, $85. I said my price idea. Controller be 60, 70. I think the controller is going to be about 70. It's going to be $79. I think that's my good estimate. I would be shocked if it was higher than that. I'd be a little shocked if it was lower than that. I think $79 is about what they're charging for controllers nowadays, especially since it has more tech in it than a normal Xbox controller. I think if it was without the trackpads, I think it would be 60, like $59, but I think because of the trackpads, it's gonna be 79. I think the VR headset will be $800 for sure. Like 100% I am tapped into out of all these devices. I think I'm the most confident about $800 VR headset. I think the tech is actually simplified from the original Steam or Valve Index bar that has to have well, it does have damn it. It's got a battery attached to it and has an ARM processor. Um damn it. Don't want to be $1,000. I think $1,000 is way too much. Okay. I'm okay. I'm strapping in $900. This is going to be $900, 899. I think that is going to be the sweet spot. That's what we're going to say it is. It's 899, but it's most likely going to be 1100, 899. Okay. Steam controller maybe is my most confident one then, $79. Which one was the video you mentioned, Cat Smith? There's a lot of different things. Satanic, $1,500 for as a bundle. That would be interesting to have a $1,500 bundle. Okay, I definitely not 1,200, but 1,500. I could definitely see a bundle with all of it together for around 14 to 1,500. I hope they have a bundle. I will be buying the bundle. I'll say that right now. Um, I'm really curious how well the console will play VR games with this. Like, how well will Half-Life Alex play on the Steam machine through into the Steam VR frame? Really curious about that. Uh, what's CIO? Cascoder, you're thinking $1,100, huh? Jason, with all the tech the Steam frame has, it's just going to be hard to get under 1,000 with everything. Think about potential impact of tariffs too. I agree. But I think that a lot of the tech in here has become more standardized over the years, and because I would be shocked if they're not sourcing some stuff that's similar to the VR headsets, which those are heavily subsidized too. Um, I don't know. I really was hoping that they would not come out with another VR headset for $1,000. I think the Valve Index is a ridiculously priced device. That being said, I bought it because of Half-Life Alex, and it was worth it to me. But I think it's a ridiculously priced device. Steam Machine will be completely unnecessary for me, but I'm going to get one. I've never played Half-Life Alex either. Satanic Half-Life Alex is so good. This is worth getting a VR alone. I know that Gardner, like off the podcast or off the console, I mean, off the console podcast, we talk about this. The VR headset uh is worth it just for Half-Life Alex alone. It is such an amazing game. And that's another reason I want wireless. I'm selling myself more and more. I think we're gonna modify all this. It is Steam frame first, then Steam machine, then Steam controller. I'm gonna try to get the bundle, but if I had to choose, I'm getting the Steam frame first. Jason, Steam Deck came in way under the price you thought it was gonna be. Um, it did for the cheapest version, which was not a great version to be fair, because during the first year they had buffer issues. Not buffer. They had what was it? They were having um, damn, what was it? Cacher issues where there was, caching each game and there was overflow the onboard memory and it was just causing nightmarish issues, and because you only had 64 gigabytes, that's not enough on the base one, so I'm really hoping they learn the lesson with this. I think they are. I think this has what, a 256 gigabyte version of 1 terabyte. It's $1,000. Let's just play it safe. This is gonna be $999. It's $1,000. That's what it's gonna be. Tariffs are gonna be causing that. I think you're right. I think the Steam machine still could be 500 though, 500 to 600, especially looking at some of the other hardware out there, like the framework. This is a little over $1,000 for twice the memory almost. Quite a bit more cores, but damn it, guys, I don't know. I'm so all over the place on all this. Okay, locking in. Steam machine, $699. Steam frame, $999. Steam controller, $79. This is what it's gonna be. You can quote that on me. You can quote me, even though it's all a guessing game. Jason, yeah, I had the 512 gigabyte at launch, so I didn't pay much attention to the 64 gigabyte one. Yeah, it had a lot of issues. I had both because that's what I could get. I wanted to get the 512, and nowadays 512 is kind of small for these devices. Funny enough, heck, 64 gigabyte one can't even hold a good chunk of the new AAA titles on it anymore. That's like a sneeze of like a partial update for a Call of Duty. Satanic, I just need Astrobot to come to Steam for my kids so I can sell my PS5. Hey, you know what? I actually really like my PS5. I still buy games for it, partially because then Susie gets access to this. Steam machine might actually go to Susie. She needs. I think she would really like something like that for both here or in the main room. And we could play games again because right now the kids have her laptop and it's getting old anyways. She has a Steam Deck and she's playing Control on it right now, and she's almost done. She beat the past 3 weeks. She's beat Alan Wake 1, Alan Wake 2, and she's over halfway done through Control. I got her hooked on the games. Okay, Steam frame, 256 by $800, 900, 1 terabyte, 1,100. Okay, Lim Key. Okay. That's a crazy jump up for a 1 terabyte, but yeah, I can see that. Cascader, I feel like Half-Life and Portal all need to be redone in VR to help sell the Steam frame. That would be an interesting like, I don't know if Half-Life's one to technically redo things. They kind of did like Half-Life Source, but it's not quite the same thing. The orange box remastered could be an interesting concept. Jason, they need to get these things into Best Buy and big box stores. $500 Steam machine sitting next to a $600 Xbox Series X, I think would decimate it. Is the Xbox Series X even $600? I thought it was like $700 now. If they can get the Steam frame to be $600, I'm even convinced that might be a good deal nowadays. But I worried that it's going to be $699. If I said $799, I think it's going to be $699. James, have you used the DualSense compatible on PC, and is there any difference compared to the PS5? There is not a huge amount. We can look up DualSense compatible games. We'll do that real quick. So, this is let's see. These are all the games that will support the full DualSense experience, meaning I play like, let's say, Alan Wake 2, and it has the resistive controllers on it, resistive triggers. All these games. I looked it up. We did the whole research and everything on off the console like months ago. And yeah, no, it's pretty cool stuff. Metro Exodus for the PC DualSense, 100%. I agree with that. Yes, it's a. I need like resistive mouse controllers or mouse buttons, I guess. I don't know. I had because I played first person shooters, mouse and keyboard. It's really hard for me not to. Ricochet 2, Kronos, welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing, man? Ricochet 2 Steam Machine exclusive 10 out of 10. Dude, Ricochet 2 would be sick. I actually think I would be shocked if they're not working on like a joke version of this. At Valve. Yeah. Is this like this is probably the April Fool's joke version of it, yeah. Oh, I probably should not go here. This is not right. That is a dangerous website. But Ricochet 2. Oh, we even got the Ricochet shoe before we got the Ricochet 2 uh game. Yeah, no. I'll tell you what, guys. Here's a little thing. I played a shit ton of Ricochet on my like growing up with my friends. I was so good at decapitating them. Yeah, it was kind of sad. Jason, did you get a grip for your Legion Go 2? I love mine, but keep hitting the side buttons on the right controller. I think this silicone grip might help. Ordered from Amazon, but won't be here for a week. Jason, I have not yet, but this is a good way we can segue into all this. We can still talk about everything else, but let's segue in and get away from some the blue pills that they're chalking my way. Let's see here. PS, I don't know why they're giving me that. I will deny everything, all allegations against me. Okay, let's gonna stop. I'm not gonna do a overhead or anything like that. But here is the device to start with. It is beautiful. It might have some fingerprints on it, and I have Windows right here. I still say I wish there was a camera on this to do the camera, but this is not going to help out with my camera, obviously. And if you guys don't have an OLED, you won't tell how deep the colors on this are, but it is essentially nearly true blacks. Like it is the most beautiful screen you can get on a portable device. And when you're having it about this close, it's not much different than having a 4K TV that's like on the wall, right? It is beautiful. Really like it. I like the way it feels. That's another thing about this is that, and I'll get to your guys' comments in a second. This feels amazing. Like it feels premium compared to the Legion Go 1. Everything I had issues with the Legion Go 1, you guys, if you've seen my review for the Legion Go 1, I did not like it. I did not like it in a lot of different ways. I don't think it was comfortable to hold. They fixed that. This has rounded the bottom is more rounded. So it actually fits in my hand with in a very coddled way, I guess, to say it. Like it just lays in there in a very good manner. The side buttons are probably the most annoying part. So just kind of point that out, like Jason, I don't like the side buttons on it, but I will say you can disable them in the software. So if you really bump into them and it's causing issues, you can just disable that. It is a lot of money. I wouldn't recommend this to most people, but if you play your handhelds a lot or if you do stuff like I do, um, I definitely think it's worth it. Uh, it is got a bigger fan and the controllers on it all feel better. When I saw the Steam machine and everything coming out, if I could reserve it today, I'd be tempted to return this, but since I probably have I mean, when they say it's coming early 2026, do they mean that is that when the reservations are coming or when we can just buy them and they ship it right away? Probably a couple of weeks before. And then we could reserve it, I guess. I'm assuming they're not going to do what they did with Steam Deck, but more with the Steam Deck OLED, right? The OLED you could release when it released, you could pre-order it up to like what? Like and I think what a week or two. So yeah, I think we have about a month and a half maybe to save up. It will be interesting. Yeah, this BT Maverick, this is the 16 or the 32 gigabyte model. This is the Z2 Extreme. I think the 16 gigabyte model is a Z2 um, on its own, which is crazy. I don't know why you'd get the 16 gigabyte model. The only downside to a Steam machine versus an Xbox is that one will be getting GTA 6 a year before the other. I guess so, Cascoder. I don't want to buy the GTA 6 game, but I wouldn't mind playing it. Meaning, I'm curious because the hype and I get FOMO, but at the same time, I don't want to support the company right now. Just saying. Chronos. Remember when Counter Strike 2 was planned for summer, but they released it late September? Hell, yeah, with hardware, it's a little different, I would say. Hardware, it's probably finalized and they have to wait a few more, like they're getting it shipped over. And as long as there's no critical issue with the hardware, we will probably see it sometime in the beginning of next year. I think they'll whatever they gave us will be correct. BT Maverick, how is using Legion space these days? It is much better. And in fact, I'll be honest. Let's see here. I actually think some parts of Legion space is better than Armory Crate. Let's get into this. Settings. Like right here, I really think this is kind of a cool feature. So you can see like CPU, GPU, see how the fan is. I like that. It's the kind of I like the graphics on it. Makes it feel high tech, I guess. I like it. The only part I don't like is I don't give an F about the store. They have a store feature where you can go buy games and stuff. Um, and I'm sorry, I don't need another store for buying games. It is at least not the way that they're doing it. Uh, maybe if they did more of a better job of promoting indie titles in it, maybe. But I just don't. I it kind of dirties it. It's just like it feels like the Xbox's home screen for the like Xbox full screen experience. It feels like it's just one big giant cells. Even after you get like I have Xbox Game Pass. I have like probably 6 months of it um claimed that I maybe 3 months. That's 3 to 6 months. And it still promotes it like all crazy in weird ways. It's kind of annoying, but it looks much better. I will say that. Like this, the software is more responsive, like it loads up quicker. I will have to say the part like the quick access menu area is a little bit could be tweaked a little bit better for performance, but is much still so much better than what they had before. I can live with this. Plus, on top of that, I might be using it has 4 terabytes. This thing has 4 terabytes in it. I'm gonna be dual booting most likely Bazite to begin with. I'm half tempted to do SteamOS and just control the controller LEDs or the LEDs for the controllers in the Windows portion, and then just switch over to SteamOS. But I am in the middle of actually creating a Bazite um, ISO bootable um, drive, which I did the live version of Bazite. You need to do if you want to do a dual booting, you need to do the non-live version ISO. So, my mistake. So, and they were having issues today with their servers. It took me forever to download it. Kratos. What's your opinion about PlayStation planning cross buy and their own launcher on PC? That is Yeah, I forgot about that. They're planning to do that. I think it's a good thing. I honestly like if I can buy a compute like a game, like if it doesn't work with Steam, that sucks. But if I can buy a game on my PC at a reasonable price and it can work on my PS5, I'd be down for that. But at the same time, it's not necessary. Like I would rather go for the one that's gonna be priced better. So if there's like a Steam sale going on and it's priced better on the Steam sale, I'm just gonna buy that. Crossplay is nice and all, but I usually try to get non-digital stuff for my PS5. I don't. Well, I did update the hard drive recently, but I typically like to not get um digital for my for my PC world. That's fine. It is what it is. But for the consoles, I like to get physical. Satanic. I'll buy games on Steam and GOG. I'll redeem the free Epic games and never play them. Life is good. uh, Amen. Me too. You better off with Bazite. You can switch with both seamless. Yeah. No. Oh, that's another reason is that Bazite works much better with Windows. There's a whole different reasons of going with Bazite over SteamOS. SteamOS is a little faster though, from my understanding. But yeah, I going with Bazite. There is an RGB Decky plugin to control the lights in SteamOS. There is Satanic. But I'm not sure if I need it. If I did go SteamOS route. BT Maverick, lol, smart way to get free Game Pass is buying an Xbox Ally and claim the Game Pass code and return it. Don't tell BT Maverick. Don't tell them what I did. Don't tell them what I did because that's kind of what I did, BT Maverick. It's more or less okay. It wasn't intentional. They had to claim free months, like 3 months, I think. And so when I got it, who knows? Maybe they'll refund it. I haven't seen it refunded yet. So with the Ally, I claimed the 3 months. I returned it, and I'm like, well, okay, well, I claimed it. And then with the Legion Go 2, they had another claim button. I'm like, well, it's sitting there. It's kind of annoying, so I'm just going to get it done with. And I claimed that one too. So I most likely have 6 months because of that. But yeah, to be fair, it's not the better version. So it's not the version I'd want. The 30 gig 20? No, it's 30, the $30 one. It's the $15 one. It's not your Loki, it's not your I'm not gonna feel too guilty until Xbox comes out. They're not Nintendo. If it was Nintendo, I'd be like, I'm done. I'm cooked. They're gonna come for me. I'm going to jail. See you guys. This will be my last stream. Jason, one of the first things I did is turn off the stick and power button lights. I don't see any reason to have them on. I really hate the stick lights. Let's see. You can see mine are off. I really hate the where's the so you were saying the stick? I don't know about the stick light, but yeah, I really don't like the joystick ones. BT Maverick, you don't think they can put me in jail? That's good to know. I'm just messing. Okay, so yeah, my thoughts on this is that this is a premium device for if anyone wants that OLED experience. It's much better than the Steam Decks. And you want a bigger screen and you want a little bit more power, and it just everything else about it detachable. It's kind of cool, but kind of annoying because I want a Steam not a Steam kill switch case, and they don't make it partially because of that. That and it also has a kickstand, but I'd prefer the kickstand on the kill switch. Beyond that, though, I really liking it. I don't think it's too heavy. I think it fits well in my hand. I will let you know. I think like games wise, it should play everything I wanted to play at a decent performance that I'm expecting. So my biggest thing is, can I hook this up to an eGPU like the 3090? And if I can do my game development on this, this is my main device. Like this is what I'm going to be using for games and game development and just gaming. Cat Smith, great. Thanks for stopping by, man. I don't care so much about the power button. I will also say the upward facing speakers right here, they are not bad. I actually the speakers are drastically better. Like, yes, it is a lot more expensive than the original Legion Go, but the differences between the Xbox Ally X and the cost creep on that, as opposed to this actually feels like it's worth it. I'll just say that the Xbox Ally X, opening it up and putting it in my hand felt so amazing. Looking at the screen made me cry. It was so detrimental that the screen is so small. It made me cry. It literally made me okay. It didn't make me cry, but I felt like crying BT Mavericks calling Phil Spencer. Don't call him. Don't call him. I don't want to be banned. Um, Jason, somewhere in the Legion space, I can check it if you want. No, I kind of figured it's in there. I haven't cared to turn off the power button. I'm fine with it on right for now, but who knows? Maybe down the road. Kranos, I really just wanted to get a Steam frame just to see how the FEX emulation translation layer works. I agree. The FEX, you're a big VR person, Kranos, though. Like, I would be very interested to see what you think of the Steam frame if you get one. I'll try to get one myself. So yeah, I agree. Like the FEX emulation and translation later sounds very interesting. Jason, the power increase is fine for me. I don't need a 385, 395. I stream AAA games using Apollo and Moonlight on the go. I just play JRPGs and AA games. Yeah, okay, Jason. That's what I do a lot of the times too with these types of devices. If it's really like if I really want a big bump in performance, I will then go over to my 3090 PC and play off of that, which is still probably as long as it doesn't die in the next 2 years, will probably be fine for the next 2 or 3 years. And it's been working fine for Epic Games. So BT Maverick ETA did a video on the Legion Go 2's eGPU, I believe. Yes, he did, and it looked very promising. By the way, BT Maverick. My biggest hinder, like it should, the CPU shouldn't matter as much with the game development. With Unreal Engine, it's the video card that matters more than anything. So it's another reason why I dual boot this too. It's because I want to experiment. I really do want to lay into that. Like I'm a software engineer that does software, games, and hardware kind of stuff. Like this is kind of like that's my motif. If that makes sense. I don't think I said that right. That probably does not make sense. BT Maverick. Oh wait, ETA Prime used a 5090 for the Xbox LAX. Never mind. No. He did it for the Legion Go. ETA Prime did a bunch of different eGPUs. He recently did a 5090 Asus 5090, probably a mobile GPU, connected to the yeah. Okay, guys. With that being said, if you want to join me over on Twitch, I will be going over there and we can chat some more about this if you want while I play a video game and just relax. So, yeah, I will throw that out into chat. HTTP. You can go here. I will be taking a 5-minute break and then loading that up and playing. I will playing this weird little game that one of you guys recommended me called The Cabin Factory. So it's a little spooky of a game. It'll be fun. Yes, if you haven't tried streaming using Apollo and Moonlight yet, give it a shot. It sometimes is like 2 millisecond total latency for streaming games from your local gaming PC. It's amazing. It feels like native. I tried to set it up once. I ran into some issues, but yeah, Jason, that is my plan is to use that soon ish. Sounds good, Lone Key. Yep. I'm gonna throw all that into the chat. I will I need to take a short little break. I think everyone could maybe use like a 5-minute break and we'll be on over there and we can chat about this or whatever else you guys want to chat about. I'll catch you guys later. If not, I'll catch you guys next week or later tonight in 5 minutes. Thank you guys for watching and supporting and everything you do. Peace out.